Hi guys, welcome back to another P3D version 5 video. We're gonna be flying a Metroair Virtual Airlines flight. It doesn't look like it because we have Dash Airlines here, but this one was actually acquired by Metroair. I don't know how that works within the virtual airline community, but I guess it's someone doesn't want to run it anymore, so they move their downloads and stuff into another virtual airline who can continue to run it, which I guess happened in this case. And we are here at Los Angeles now with this Dash A321. I don't think they had the Sharklet one, so I just did one really quickly, aka added the default. Let me just find the good. Added the default Sharklets. As you can see, it would be nicer if they were red, right? But that will have to do. We have a nice 767 here to our right with Delta. We're at the Delta stands. And we're gonna be flying from 25 right over here all the way to San Diego, so a super short flight. And let's not that much else. I really like this livery, it's a bit different. And I like the fact that you can fly kind of like sub-airlines within your virtual airline. So more fictional airlines instead of just one. The more the merrier, right? Now, but so that's the plan for today. A very short flight, but I thought it would be fun to do that. And this time I've actually started my ACAR system before starting the video, so I won't forget it like I did with the Walker Air flight. So hopefully it goes a bit better now. As you can see, I have the Metroair background here on the EFB to represent. But let's see, we'll do the batteries. We do need to connect an external power. I'll request the GPU. It's probably a pretty hot day out there. Let's see if we can open this. Yeah, you can really open it. How do we close it again? Oh no. Away with your chair. Oh, now we need to do that. And then in order to close it, we need to have it red. Perfect. Okay, let's see now. We have a GPU incoming. So it should soon, or soon enough, be hooked up. And look at that, Southwest. I like these big airports because you get so many flights, even with like 30% on AI. Someone landing as well. I really wish I could go higher, but oh well. Can't get it all right. Let's see, we need to have this GPU, I think, as well, in order for it to work. So there we go. We are connecting. Love the sounds on this aircraft. Much better than the Tolis default. But maybe with the COSP I won't be missing it so much. But yeah, I really like the sounds on this aircraft. It's really good. It's a fun one to fly. The FSLabs one. So that's ARM stuff. And now it's even a Microsoft Flight Sim. So that's pretty cool. Let's see, no smoking, right? Nav, strobe auto. Maybe we can try these. Or not yet, maybe. I don't think things have started yet. Self-test is in progress. What we can do though is already start these FMCs up. And what we'll do is we'll start them up. Oh, how can you go on that brightness? Okay, pretty damn high. Okay, we'll start them up, and we'll do the ATSU immediately. Usually the best way to start these things off. Let me see though. We need to know the departure, which is an easy one. KLAX to KSAN. With an ETA of approximately, it's a very short one, 0035. Let's add the data request advisory. Let's put these on as well. Not sure if they are actually used. I know the tool is used, this one's. There's always some differences, right? We can check the active weather, 3013. So that we have the right settings. On all of these with the QNH. Okay, that one has been requested. Now let's go here. And let's double check that this makes sense. It does look reasonable, I think. Let me see if we have it here as well. Maybe not yet, right? Oh, here we do though. 10,000. Yeah, that looks reasonable. What are we talking? 1434. Yeah. We need to just clear this one. And then we can send. Now we should be getting load sheets, etc. Let's have a look. There are nav. Happy days. In terms of weather and stuff, I think it was looking relatively fine. Let's see here if we have no TAMs. I think it was looking quite fine. Nothing in particular to be aware of. I think we have now received the load sheet. No, we have not. What happens when I press print? Nothing. Why won't you print? We have that uplink. While we wait, we can just check that those oxygen masks work. We can check that the APU and engines work, which they do, so that's good to see. We can ask for departure ATS. Did I send this or did... Okay, so we got that. There we go, load shit. Oh god, load sheet, not load shit. Let's see. Yeah, accept. Only took forever, but we have it. We can do the boarding now, and we will request that. But before we do that, we need to make sure we have some connections here. I guess chocks would be nice to have. The jetway would be pretty good to have as well. Opening the forward door as well. I guess we wouldn't have to open those because it would probably come with the boarding, right? We can request boarding. We're probably talking about quite a few passengers though. 159. So let's add the flight number here. Cruising altitude of 13,000. I'll just add some random flight time. We can do a bit less on this one. No in-flight entertainment. Boarding music. I don't think we have anything for Dash, so we'll just use Metroair for all of these. Which I guess makes sense if they're owned by them, right? It's just a label now. And I really like KLAX by FS321. It's a very nice airport. It's one of their best ones. I guess their best one is the Chicago one. At least the ones that I have. I have a few like Memphis that I haven't flown a lot. Need to get that for real for those areas. But yeah, they do have some really nice. I really like this airport to be honest. What else? What else? What else? Yeah, we can use that for performance. But let's check that we have the inits correct. The inits are looking good apart from the zero fuel stuff which we need to add. Otherwise the boarding has started, so that's very good news. Let me just check here, it was one, we need to go down a bit, next page, right, 143.4 and 10.2. So 10.2, we know the fuel, and actually this one isn't the best, it's the load sheet one. Because this one will give us exactly 3.2 and 143.3, 143.3 and 3 like that, right? Yeah, 30.2. Good, we have some extra time. What's our alternate? KSAN, KLAX. Yeah, okay, makes sense to go back. Flight plan wise, should be a very straightforward one, but let's double check anyway. KLAX, LAX 1 and then direct 27. So we're not even doing a arrival, which I find a bit interesting. 225 right. LAX 1, which is the transition? It's MZB. M Zulu Bravo. Mike Zulu Bravo, right? I don't think we should have... should we have let's see. I'm pretty sure if we have a transition, right? Wouldn't that make it unnecessary with so we have that and we have a transition. To Mike Zulu Bravo, but let's keep that for now. And let me also put in the same. Yeah, because it does have an intercept, right? We're turning left and then you have to intercept. Okay, so that's why. We don't have a star. Very interesting. We could definitely have one though. I mean, we're almost coming, but we can maybe do an approach directly. If we do Klommen as the... then we do the RNAV. Zulu approach with Klommen. Let me show you. This should be our flight, looks pretty good. I'll connect to the sim. We should have dash as the call sign, let's see, looks good. Hopefully PyTDC works now. Feels like it's just getting worse and worse. But I'm using Explain more. We don't need to listen to the 80s. Bye bye. Dash 4003, ready to copy IFR clearance.
Dash 4003 is cleared to Kilo Sierra Alpha November. Climb via the LAX X1 departure.
RNAV.
Transition. Then as filed.
No star. Klommen.
Right. Maintain 13,000 feet. Departure on 125.2. Squawk 5121. Dash 4003 is cleared to Kilo Sierra Alpha November. Climb via the LAX X1 departure, with the MZB transition, then as filed. Maintain 13,000 feet.
Okay, we already got the clearance.
Squawk 5121.
5121, right? 5121.
Altimeter is 3014 contact ground on
We can put this on so we don't forget.
Altimeter is 3014 ground on 121.75-4003.
That Let's see these again if I didn't do them already. They seem to be working. Interesting. We have some. Whoa, that's a weird ass camera. Whoop. It's more like clunky, but it does seem to work. Some weird shadows going on here. I like this one though. Now we have an EFB one. Okay, that's cool. Okay, maybe we can go to arc, put the constraints on. I just want to look, how does it look here? I am gonna guess that we have the passengers boarding. Can we even see it though? Let's see it. Some nice viewpoints. Let's use this one to go and stalk. Are they not boarding? What's going on? That's never a good sign. Let me see here. Okay, so we should be at 143. And what's the MCDU telling us in terms of payload? It's telling us that basically we haven't gotten any boarding yet. That's so frustrating.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. This is your flight attendant speaking. At this time, please be sure to make sure all large carry-on items are in the overhead bins and your small items are underneath the seats in front of you. If you have any
Boarding
trouble
request then.
please don't hesitate to let a flight attendant
Let's see if it works.
If the overhead bin is
Oh, that's a fast. Okay, now it seems to be working. Jesus, this camera is intense. I tried to use this chase plane profiles. I'm not sure if I like how fast they're. I like their viewpoints, but yeah, the camera is a bit crazy fast. Let's see if we would be doing a walk around. Now we don't have a person, but I guess we will be checking the pitot tubes and stuff. This actually works better if I even raise it a bit. It's almost like we are doing a walk around. Looks pretty good. Looks decent, no cracks. At least none that I can spot. What does this one say? Jet fuel, max pressure 50 psi, 3.5 bars, max suction 11 psi, 0.8 bars. Here you can really see the P3D one, 2D pictures. It's old school. But look at that. Look at that, all the cables. Oh, we're seeing through the floor. It's sufficient enough detail for me. How often do you go and check these kind of things? Even though I can appreciate the work some of them do, like Phoenix, right? When I've seen those online. Yeah, looks good. Let's see if we beat this 767. Talking about that, how does that one look? Since we do have some time for since the boarding was delayed. I'm actually just gonna check how does this. So this is an AI model by AIG. How do you notice that it's an AI model? You see it very soon as you get close by. But when you go a bit further away, it doesn't look so bad. But that's so it's not the best AIG model. I've seen ones that are very, very good. Okay, crew has boarded, and I'm gonna guess that was the bit of the issue, because now they're gonna have to board 159 passengers. Hopefully it's a bit quicker than normal, but let's see. Anything we should do while we wait? I'm already putting the bags in, so that should go pretty quick. There's not too much else, so I'm actually gonna pause quickly here and let it play out with the boarding, I think, because there's not much else to do. I guess I could do the pushback clearance, I don't forget. Dash 4003, ready for pushback. Even though I guess not technically correct to ask this early, I guess.
Pushback approved dash 4003.
Okay, now they're boarding passengers. Let's see. I just want to check how fast it is. It's probably gonna be super slow, because it's always super slow when you want it to be fast, and it's super fast when you want it to be a bit slower. Let me just check real quickly, actually. Have they started boarding now? Looks like it. Interesting though that she's not on the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It must be faster in real life. Jesus Christ.
And loose items
Sorry about that.
If we stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure.
It looks very good though. These. Okay, I'm gonna jump in. How many passengers are we at now? Probably a couple. But let me pause the recording and I'll put it back on once we have all the passengers on, so you don't have to sit through this. There we go. I have now fast forwarded for your sake. Well, not really. We still have about 60 passengers to go, but I thought I would jump in and get ready with everything else. So, since we do have some time, what we can do is do the takeoff. A briefing. And the best way I think to do that is to use the nice information we got from Zeatsu. Unnecessary takeoff information, but good to have. 120 at 3. Let's maybe start with the airport we are taking off from and the runway. 25 right. I think it's 25 right and 24 left that they use for takeoffs, right? Something like that. In terms of weather, it's 120 at 3. We'll do flex, anti-ice off, air condition, fine, we'll have it on. Config 2. Outside air temp is... Let me see. It must have been there in the beginning, right? 3 knots, 10 nautical miles, scattered at altimeter. Let me check. Maybe I'm missing something. It's at 14, but oh well. Maybe you don't get that info with that 80, so 14 is fine. 314 dry. Will our takeoff weight be 153? If you think 10.2, it's not totally off. It might even be exactly correct actually. I think our takeoff weight is gonna be 15.3, yeah. The maximum takeoff weight, or the CG 28.27, well that's kind of the same. Let's calculate and see what we get. 2 seems to be fine. 0 stab trim, 139, 141. Sorry, 135, 139, 141. Let's do that. Okay, so we had 139 or 135, 139, 141, 135, 139. Give some separation between V1 and rotate, even though they can be the same. Flaps 2 up 0.0. Flex of 57. Wow, there we go. We have it. Hallelujah. We don't need to do the Atsu one because we already have this calculated, so we are good to go. We can close that. Let's have a look. The cargo bays are closed. We still have the deltas here, but it looks like one. Is that a 700 maybe? It looks a bit smaller than the other one, or maybe that one is a 900 and that's an 800. We can start the APU. We'll open it first, the flap. The flap is open. You can start the APU with the beacons on. Sucks that there's always something in this sims like this shadowing effect. Would be nice if it worked. My guess is gonna be that I have too many shadow items. I don't use the non-shadow items objects. You can even use that setting so it gives shadows to objects that shouldn't have shadows. Thought that was a zoom thing, but it doesn't seem to be, because if I just change the yeah, could be. Who knows? Who knows? Annoying though. Okay, so if we continue, we are now having an APU that will soon be started. We are at 146 out of 159 passengers. Boarding final call, so it's very close. We now have an available APU. We'll start the APU bleed. I'll disconnect the external power. I think that should have dismissed the GPU. Well, let's see if anyone comes and picks it up. Hopefully though. Still connected. We can remove that. No, but I wanted to get rid of it. God damn it. We can remove the chocks maybe. Parking brake is on. We don't need the ground AC. How come it's still... Let me check if we can get rid of it. Maybe that one will work. Oh, it's being dismissed. God damn it. Without a car? It's a hidden dismissal. No clue what's going on with this GPU thing. Now we got it disconnected, so that's good. Anything else? Let me just check that we don't have it coming back now. Looks fine. Okay. I think boarding is complete. We can request pushback. You need to set parking brake or... Yeah, we'll do that. We'll close the door. There we go. Let's request pushback. The jetway is disconnecting. Happy days. Goodbye, Los Angeles World Airports jetway. Here we have a fellow GSXer. Oh, and they're taking off from the complete opposite. Well, hopefully that won't be an issue, but we shall see. We'll know soon enough at least. Okay, they're ready for pushback, that's good. We can check the map quickly. This one should give us, this is the one we're taking off from. So we'll have to taxi a bit. Okay, bypass pin inserted. We can prep that. Oh, not that crank, but that ignition. Locking gear. We are getting ready to start. Can we see anything here in front? Yeah, we can see him. I guess those are also GoPro setups. Now when you see like how many aircraft there are at all the gates, at pilot, let me see, facing south should be good enough, I think. When you see how many aircrafts are parked, you really realize, I mean, look at this amount of vehicles and stuff. Here they're fixing stuff, something there as well. Yeah, you really wish you could have a higher AI setting. Maybe in Microsoft Flight Sim you can explain, I can't either. Or maybe it's that's bad there. It's not a lot of FPS though to remove it, but it's enough to be annoying. Because you want all the FPS. Okay, let's release the parking brake. Yeah, we'll start the right engine. Looks like we are clear. Dash 4003, ready to taxi. I just want to see what taxi route we're getting. You can check it here. This is the cool thing, right? Yeah, okay.
Hello and welcome aboard this
Taxi
Metroair
to
flight.
runway 25 right by a
Here at
taxiways
Metroair,
Charlie.
safety and security
Charlie
is our
6.
highest
Let's
priority.
just go
Bravo.
all the way
We'd like
back.
to ask
Hold short
that
And
you
these
runway
are some
25
long
right
runways.
dash
demonstrate the safety
4003.
features of this aircraft.
Okay.
Whether you are here for business or leisure, we certainly hope you have a very pleasant flight.
The values look good enough. Okay, let's see. I guess we'll be put here so we can turn either to the right or to the left. We're having the Metroair boarding music in the background. Let's put that. No, we can't yet. We can arm the. Okay, set parking brakes. We'll confirm good engine start. Still not there. That looks like it's stabilized. Starting engine 1. We'll go max there. What do we have there? Is the MD-11s? Yeah, look at that. FedEx beauties. Sucks that we're gonna see them being phased out. Part of what makes the world great is the diversity, right? Even in things like airplanes. You know, it's fun that there's a lot of different ones. But I guess standardization is cheaper. Okay, let's see. We're seeing it increasing in GT values, that's good. Then 1 slowly coming up. Should be fine. Up with on the taxi light and runway turn off lights. Seatbelt sign should also be on. A bit of a miss from my side. Yeah, bye bye. Very bad. Look at that, now the shadow works. For some reason the shadows are a bit broken. Okay. Both are looking good. Have a look behind us. Nobody seems to be waiting. And look at this livery. It's a beauty as well. Yeah, I really like the dash one. Don't fly with it that much, but when I do, it's a nice break from the Metroair one. Let's go flaps 2 to be correct. Flight control check. We don't wanna have any trim. We do wanna check the ailerons and elevators. We do even wanna check the rudder. I'm just doing it quickly just to make sure it works. It's more from a sim perspective rather than the aircraft. We release the parking brake. Things looking good. We can shut the APU bleed and the APU. We can start to turn towards the left. I had really hoped that the FSLabs would release the Neos for P3D. I would have rather taken the Neos than the Concorde, to be frank. Hell, even the A330 by FSLabs would have been an awesome addition. Because P3D has so many good long haulers. MD-11, 777, 747, hell, even the Aerosoft one. The A330. And even the black box A340 is pretty okay. Apart from the landing. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we are supposed to be turning right at the next one. What do we have here? Some 787s, some Allegiant A320 I presume. We can go down there. We need to test the takeoff config. Predictive wind shear is off. That's a good thing to have on. We should be fine now. Norman is calling.
We're ready for departure.
Hello, it's Norman. Let's cabin secure for takeoff. Thank you.
Thank you, Norman. Okay. I like how Pack X was exactly at the same time. Ah, that vehicle is waiting actually for us to taxi. That's nice to see. Now I didn't check right, but my fearing is that that's not gonna be a risk. It's rather the risk that once we start taking off, it might be a plane coming right on top of us, but hopefully not. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Looking good. Let's start these ones. This looks correct. Let's lock it. Let's just have weather radar as the mode. And we're basically doing everything now with idle thrust. Crazy how much power even idle thrust has in these engines. You can see some of the high-rise buildings here in the background of LA, the mountains as well. We're of course flying with the nice through Earth, so that's always a plus. Okay, let's turn a bit to the center line. Anything else we need to think of? Let's see, I think it should be fine. We need to start braking soon if we reach 30 knots. Should soon also get our departure or handover to the tower. We don't need to look at the flight controls anymore. Is anyone coming this direction? No, they're all going the other one. Or maybe they're going towards the other, to the right, right? They might not even be taking off here, they'll do at 24, right? That could be it. That would be fine. I won't be disturbed by them.
Dash 4003 contact tower on 133.9er. Enjoy your morning.
Tower on 133.9er dash 4003.
Let's brake here, turn on the lights, contact the tower. Dash 4003, ready for takeoff.
Dash 4003
Yeah, cleared for takeoff. Now we're talking.
Cleared for takeoff. 25 right squawking 5121 dash 4003.
Let's have a look. Looks like the A-car system is also working, and with that I mean the smart cars one. So we are gonna be taking off here shortly. Say goodbye to LA and head down south to San Diego. Crazy to think that there's another big city even further south than LA on the west coast. I guess places like Florida is much further south than LA though. Okay, don't think we need to do anything further. We are basically ready to take off. Okay, looks like they're doing good. Man. Oh no.
Flex set.
Man flex. SRS and runway. Okay, good. Airspeed alive.
100 knots.
100 check. 120.
31. Rotate.
Rotate. Oh,
Positive rate.
gear coming up. Okay, let's see, and we're supposed to turn to our left. We can shut the lights. Look at that beautiful LA. Now we have some traffic, but we're gonna be turning to the left anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, we're getting the lever climb.
Climb set.
Heading 100 direct to Sierra Lima India dash 4003. Departure on 125.2 dash 4003.
Come on. Okay, we are turning.
Departure dash 4003 climbing to 13,000 feet. Dash 4003 midpoint.
Let's put on the heading mode. Just so you know what we're aiming for. Let's see, why am I getting this lever asymmetry? There we go. Now we're on climb. Let's go flaps 1,
Flaps 1,
flaps 0.
flaps up.
And I mean, look at this. This is where I really feel P3D excels. You see almost all, and I have quite a low range still on my items. You basically see all of the city. It's and with still pretty good frames, not all as unbalanced as you could think. It's just amazing. With the harbor and stuff. I know it helps a lot that we have the sea close by, so it's not that much to load in. If we compare it to, let's say, a city that doesn't or isn't close to a sea.
Center dash 4003 climbing to 13,000 feet.
Okay, we're still climbing to 13,000 feet.
Altimeter is 3015-4003. Heading 080-4003.
08. Oh, we don't have to turn that much, but a bit. Let me see, we want to do SLI, right? So we could almost just do a direct from here.
Heading 080-4003.
Okay, and we are... These should all be off. Can even turn the seatbelt signs off. Yeah. That will do the trick. Now look at this. Here's some dirt. I see some loading, right? But quite low and going quite fast. Like not crazy fast, but fast enough. I wish some of these other airports were available also in P3D. I think there's a freeware. Not sure if it's for that one, but could be. Cabin pressure. Ah, that's why. That's an awkward one. Hoo-hoo. Small mistakes. Yeah, let's make sure we're back on track now. At least I know that error now by heart. God, I don't know how I've been working so hard on getting that to red, and still I managed to screw it up. Okay, let's actually bring up the landing chart already. And we can start putting in the details on that, so we're not flying with the benefit of an ILS. So that's the only difficult part, since that's a very useful system, but we do have the RNAV, which is very good as well. Let's just check here with the ATSO, since we never use this side anyway. Maybe we can get the arrival 80s. Okay, 165. Oh, 000. That's pretty good. Wow, what a difficult weather. Nothing about 3016. That's the altimeter. Nothing about the temp. Broken 250. Okay, we just need a temp. I think the VAP is fine. Not gonna bother. Or we can't bother. Let me see. Temperature of 13. So we should get that in. Now let's have a look. Let's change the... Still looking pretty good. And actually the interesting... because we're now already at our main altitude, is that this is like some really nice areas. I think that's golf courses. We're talking, and let me go and see if I can get it. We're talking, we flew over Long Beach, Newport Beach, all of these nice places, right? Or I guess they are nice, right? Since they're close to the sea. South Laguna. Not sure if it gets worse the further down you go. I guess you could see it by the houses, right? The size of the houses. The more you get, the worse off. But oh well, not gonna focus on that. We are flying, not doing any social experiment. That must be an army base, right? But which one is it?
In a few moments, we will be starting our in-flight meal service. Please look at the
So how far have we gotten? We've already gotten past that. It's quite a non-developed area, very interesting. Will probably be developed soon enough.
Dash 400 3 contact Los Angeles Central on 134.57-4003.
Center on 134.57-4003.
Okay, we will soon be
Center
at
dash
our
4003 at
top of
12,800
descent.
feet, climbing to 13,000 feet.
Dash 4003 Altimeter is 3014-4003.
3014. Aren't we at the right altitude, or what's going on? I think we're at the right one. Okay, but let's see here. KSAN 27. Winds are calm, to be frank. Yeah, off on landing weight should definitely be lower than that, right? 149.4. Calculate 138. So that's fine. Good. Nothing to add there. Can we do something fun with our A cars? Request a crew bus. I've never actually bothered to check what that does, but I guess we get a crew bus. We can turn off the landing lights. I still think P3D holds up very well. I think it's the lights and the kind of atmospheric effects that does not, or that does make it seem like a more recent sim, even though texture wise it is not as good as some of these newer ones. But look at that, even some clouds. Or is it because we're getting into cloud areas now? Very interesting. I've never seen this theme. It's like super minor clouds. The only thing I just realized with this one is that the windows are painted. That's a very interesting artistic choice to paint the windows instead of you know, having them see-through, which you can have because you do have the inside model, I think at least. But oh well. Okay, we are coming up. Anything else? Top of descent is very aligned actually, so that's good to see. I'll activate the landing system. Anything else? Cockpit entry. Let's Let's see here. Ah, I think the wife has come home. I'm just quickly gonna pause before we. Or let me see
Approach
actually.
on 119.6-4003.
What 2,000 feet? Okay, I'm gonna put that in.
Approach -4003 at 12,800 feet, climbing to 13,000 feet.
And I'll quickly pause it here. Or maybe I can avoid it if we get to the top of the descent area and we get that clearance. It's maybe a tad bit bright. Maybe it's very realistic, I'm not sure. Yeah, we're flying fast. A lot of knots. Let's put on the landing light so we don't forget that. Seatbelt sign as well. And let's see, any descent clearance yet?
The flight crew has turned on
Not
the
yet.
fastest seatbelt sign. Please return to your seat fasten your seatbelt.
003 descent across climb at 6,000 feet, then descend via the climb transition for VRNAV's
2,700. Okay, let's start descending. 3016.
Will cross climb at 6,000 feet, then descend via the climb
Good.
transition.
I'll leave it
for
at
the
this,
RNAV's
and I'll be right back.
approach to runway 27 to cross CE at or above 2,700 feet. Altimeter is 3016-4003. Wilco-4003.
We have begun our final descent schedule to San Diego. Flight attendants will be passengers and cabin to select any track one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat cushion. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
The captain is back. Let's see what's happening here. Looks a bit odd. Maybe it's just the loading, right? I think we're still going quite fast. Slow to 250 knots or less. Let's see what the prog is. We're a bit high. I think these should load better, or load a bit better at least once we get down. It's a very beautiful area though. This San Diego one, it's very well done with the True Earth, and I have the Orbex airport for San Diego as well. I don't know why these aren't loading in. Or they are loaded in, but they just look a bit odd. I guess they're not truly matching here with the colors either, right? This looks like it's a different color than... Oh well. Not the biggest problem in the world, but I do kind of get annoyed by that. Because you want it to match. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna... Yeah, it looks very cool. Okay, let's change the viewpoint to the normal one. We have a vertical deviation, not the best.
Cleared for the RNAV approach to runway 27 with the climb transition -4003.
Oh wait, we don't want to do that, right? Not yet. So I guess when you do approach, you're just gonna be... let me see now. Are we descending? Why did I have to press the approach? Oh, yeah, sorry. It should be slowing us down, that's why. We shouldn't have been descending yet, that was the problem. We were above, I thought I screwed it up. Or can you do approach, final approach, what does this? Does it work, or will it try to slow us down? It looks pretty good. Because I guess we should have final approach on since we are doing the RNAV, right? I don't fly RNAVs that often. It's a big hole in my book. Holding patterns, I want to do those a bit more. Work on missed approaches and similar. A lot of things I want to do. Some ACARS messages, we can close that. Let's see. Bless me. Yeah, no, this is what I'm talking about, right? It's slowing us down a bit too crazy. I'm not sure we should be at such a low speed already, so I'm actually gonna disconnect the auto throttle. We don't need to go crazy. We do still have a deviation, right? But yeah, we don't want to be flying this slow. I think it's around 200 knots we should keep still. So let's at least get a bit of speed here. I think the problem was I pressed the approach way too soon. Okay, let's see, we're now back at 180 knots. That's a bit better. We can throttle down a bit, we don't have to go crazy fast. Now let's wait with that final approach. I don't know why these buildings are acting up though. They worked fine when I did a trial run of this couple of weeks back. Let's do the lights on. Let's continue throttling off. I do want to do this visually. Maybe it's the Boeing where you press like approach and then it kind of flies that final segment for you in a pretty clean way. We're gonna need this to descend.
Dashboard 003 altimeter is 3016 at San Diego International.
I'm way too high now.
118.3. Have a good morning. Altimeter is 3016 tower on 118.3 -4003. Tower -4003 inbound for
Let's
RNAV
go.
approach runway 27.
I guess we can go flaps full.
Full flaps.
We have the
Continue RNAV approach to runway 27 will call
Ah,
when established
let's
on
see.
final dashboard
There we go.
003.
and that should go to below. Why is everything now acting against me? Okay, let's see, we're a bit high. Not crazy, but a tad bit. Yeah, it's about this point where we should put on the approach, right? Stupid mistakes, but they happen. I have a pretty clear visibility of the runway. I can clear those.
Hi, it's Norman. Yep, that's the cabin secure for landing. See you in the ground, bye.
Okay. That's good. Autopilot off.
2500.
Okay, let's see if we can. Let's see if we can do this. Now the buildings look a bit better once we get closer. Okay, we'll do this visually.
2000.
Should be fine. We're a bit high, but luckily we're a bit slow at the same time, so we could trade speed for descent. Let's pitch up a bit. The big key here is gonna be to keep us to keep the speed, right? So it doesn't drift up suddenly once we don't no longer descend in such a crazy amount of or with such a crazy amount of vertical speed. Still have 4 yellow, so we're still high.
1000.
Dash 4003 winds are 2383 knots, clear to land runway 27.
Clear to land runway 27 -4003.
Or maybe we can just
100 above. Minimum.
continue. Yeah, look at that sync rate. That's a
300.
crazy sync rate. Okay, now we're finally getting those.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard. 10,
Reverse
Right.
green.
Whoop. There we go. I broke about a lot of rules there. Our approach was not stabilized, but we did it.
70 knots.
I was pretty happy with the landing. The approach was awful though. I should have dived and drive. That would have been a better way to do that one, to be honest. Okay, let's try to get off. We'll start the APU.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to San Diego. The local time is 11:20.
I really want to see the landing though. Even though it doesn't, you know, tell as much as in like X-Plane where you can really see all the effects. It will be interesting. But yeah, my god. That was a risky landing. Let's see, where shall we park? We can just turn here, I think, and park at the first best place. We're not that fiddly. The flap is open, so that's good news. Dash 4003 ready to taxi.
Dash 4003 contact Linford ground on 123.
You can turn those off.
Ground on 123.9er for taxi clearance. Dash 4003.
Dash 4003 ready to taxi.
Dash 4003 no gate available.
No gate available. Well, isn't that a tragedy? We'll just take this one then, since it looks to be available. I guess they don't have anything reserved for us. Fictional Virtual Airlines. Let's have a look. Soon we have the APU, so that's gonna be good. Okay, let's try to get back on. Whoop. Whoop. Really love how this plane taxis. It makes every other plane feel like trash in MP3D, to be honest. Maybe the 777 is okay, actually. Okay, let's put parking brakes in. The APU is ready. We'll do APU bleeds. We'll shut the lights. And we will shut engine 2. Shut engine 1. Seatbelt signs. There we go. We survived. We made it to San Diego. Now I really want to watch that replay. But I also want to make sure that our PyRep is filed. And it's filed. And what result did we get? 295 RPM. Or FPM. RPM is a bit different. So okay. I've done much harder landings. I would say everything under 300 I'm gonna be content with. What I do want to have is between 110 to maybe 230. That's like my favorite kind of spot to be in. Then I'm pretty happy with the landing. Okay, good. So we got the PyRep done. Then pack X. Still waiting maybe for the door to open. Seems to be an triggering factor in. Yeah, there it was. 295. So very good. We'll close the door and then we'll have a quick look at the instant replay function. So here we are. We're coming down. We're a bit very nice with San Diego there. We're a bit high. And this kind of gets better as we get closer, just because our high landing rate, right? The risk is of course that you don't pull up early enough, and that's why I need to be more stabilized on the approach. So we're just getting down. Pretty okay actually. The landing itself was good, the approach was bad, to be honest. But I'm not gonna complain. We did the flight, we managed, we survived. But yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna keep this one short, 1 hour and 50 minutes. Compensate for the long one I released yesterday. Hopefully you enjoyed this. God, I've been flying a lot of Airbuses lately, I know. Specifically Toll is an FSLabs, so I need to switch things up a bit. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. Otherwise, have a good rest of the day. Bye bye.